The Sleep and Society team applies rigorous scientific research methods to the study of people, their environment, and their behaviour. We're particularly interested in understanding how sleep, as a fundamental biological process that is important to all of us, can shape how we act, think, feel, and behave in the social world around us. Our team uses sophisticated and varied research methods, measures, and designs to understand the psychology and physiology of people in their usual environments right across the life course. We conduct research with infants and children, adolescents, young adults, and everything in between, right up to adults in the later stages of life. We use a lot of different methods in our research because putting together different types of information can help us better understand the problem we're interested in, which is how people sleep. In our laboratory, we can look at someone's behaviour in a controlled experimental setting and include physiological measures at the same time. But we also want to know if the things we observe in the lab also happen in daily life. For example, we might use surveys, mobile apps, or ask people to keep a log of their bedtimes or how they've been feeling over a few days. Sometimes it's more useful if we measure people's behaviour and responses directly. For instance, we use activity trackers to measure sleep-wake behaviour and physical activity levels. We also get people to wear heart rate monitors or collect saliva to give us information about levels of stress. We use electrodes to measure brain activity during sleep and during complex tasks, and we can measure all of these things outside of the lab as people take part in their everyday life. We can also directly measure the physical environment to help us understand how it can affect our feelings and behaviour. We have a range of sensors that record things like light levels, noise levels, or how hot or cold it is. These aspects of our environment are important for sleep, but they can also affect us in other ways. Light in particular plays a big role in keeping our internal body clock in sync with the outside world, so our group has ways to measure the amount and type of light experienced by people in their homes, at childcare or school, in hospital and in aged care. One of our current projects is investigating sleep and young driver crash risk in the real world. We know that sleep-related crashes are a major cause of death and disability in young adults, and we want to try and improve young adults' sleep in order to reduce crashes. We are using a combination of wearable and in-vehicle sensor technology to measure real sleep and driving in young adults in the community, and combining the information we get about their usual behaviour with some simulated driving tasks in the lab. Our aim is to help young adults improve their sleep in a way that fits in with their daily life and priorities, and to see if this can improve their driving safety. Another project we are currently working on is a long-term study of children that tracks their sleep from ages 1 to 5. In this study, we will collect information about sleep, wake, and other behaviours in order to understand the features of healthy cognitive, social, and emotional development. This study also uses a lot of different methods to gather information from children, their families, and childcare contexts. By discovering more about how we sleep, we can learn a lot about how we are functioning in society, and this can help in trying to find solutions to some of our biggest social problems, such as mental health and substance use, employment and education, healthy development across the life course, the cycle of disadvantage and inequality, and our quality of life and other health-related issues. By thinking deeply about how we collect data, combining different sources of information, and carefully designing our studies, we can generate really high-quality, rigorous data that can inform practical and positive solutions to these problems.